PowerMoves.com. So today I'm going to do a workout on a reformer. Some of you may have a reformer at home. If you are, you're very lucky. It is probably my favorite piece of equipment in the studio. If you don't have one, I highly recommend getting one. They're quite expensive, but if you have sporty kids, they're really good for rehabilitation, for shoulder injuries, and it just gives you that length and strength in your muscles to support your muscles in your daily function as well as your sport function. So if you have a reformer, please follow along with me. If not, you can also imitate a lot of the exercises with a flex band. So if any of you are interested in seeing a flex band reformer workout, I'd be more than happy to post one for you. If you don't have a reformer, by all means tune out because it's not really relevant to you. Anyway, I'm going to start with my footwork. So I'm going to put 3 heavy springs on my reformer. So this is a balanced body studio reformer. So it's a bit, all reformers have their springs a little bit different, but I'm using 1 green and 3 reds for my footwork today. So I'm going to start in parallel. So I'm going to bring myself down onto the carriage. My head rest is up to its top position, so that I have to its mid position, so I have no tension in the neck. And I'm going to bring my feet onto the foot bar in parallel, hip distance apart. And I'm just going to push away and find that length in the spine, that control with the abdominals as I bend and extend my knees. So my belly is pulled in into its neutral position. My ASIS and my pubic symphysis are in the same horizontal plane. So I have that little bit of space in my lower back. I'm not jamming up into the shoulder rests. I'm trying to work through my legs and just drawing up completely on the front of the thighs on those quad muscles. I'm going to push for 4 more. Lengthening through the front of the legs, keeping those heels nice and high. Last 2. Relax through the neck and the shoulders, belly connected. Last 1. And bring it in. From here, I'm going to open to my first position. So my heels are together, my toes are apart, and my feet are wrapping on the bar. Keep those heels up nice and high, and make sure the knees don't just fall to the side. We're still controlling that with the inner thigh, and we push away and bring it in. So I'm obviously more intermediate on my Pilates, so I breathe in on my extension and out on my return. But if you're new to it, or you're still developing the strength, use that exhale breath to push away from the foot bar and keeping the control of those knees, making sure they're tracking directly over the toes, getting that full contraction in the quads as you extend those legs. And bring my hands up so you can see my pelvis isn't shifting at all. I've got 2 more. Bringing it in, last 1. And return. Good. From here, I'm going to move to a medial rotation. So in order to set myself up properly for that, I'm going to kick my feet up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to spin my thighs in. So I'm really using those inner thighs to twist and rotate my thighs in towards each other so that my toes touch. Then I'm going to bend my knees and bring my feet to the foot bar. So my knees are kissing, my heels are apart, my toes are kissing. As I push away, my knees will separate. And then I want to try and squeeze them together quite quickly. So think about, oh, I got a little foot cramp. Think about those knees separating last, keeping the pelvis nice and still, and then they kiss together straight away and push away and bring it back in. We're still getting that full extension of the leg without snapping through the knees or hyperextending through the knees, and really focusing on those adductors, the inner thigh muscles, working to control that return of the carriage. So my adductors are something that I neglect quite a lot. So they don't like this one so much, which is why I'm doing it. And push away. I'm going to do 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Good. I'm going to drop 1 spring now because I'm going to do single leg work. So I'm dropping my green spring and I'm going to stay on 3 red. I'm going to come back down to my carriage, and this time I'm going to put the ball of my foot on the bar and wrap my toes over. And I'm going to work the right leg first. So I'm going to bring my left leg to tabletop, keep that pelvis in neutral, and push away. And I'm just going to start a couple with my left leg in tabletop. So I don't want to let that collapse in towards my chest. It's staying at a nice 90-degree angle from the hip, 90 degree at the knee. And I'm going to add on. So I'm going to reach it away and pull it in. Be careful that the hips don't shift here. My pelvis is staying really nice and still and connected with the mat. My abdominals are working to carry that lever out longer. And I'm still staying in my neutral. I'm controlling the movement with the quad of the right leg, and I'm pointing through that toe to keep the connection on the left. I've got 2 more. Pull it in. Last one. Pull it in. We're going to add on again. So reach it out, flick it up, bring it down. Pull it in. Reach it out, flick it up, bring it down. Pull it in. Reach, flick, down and in. Reach, flick, down and in. 2 more. Reach, lift, down. Make sure you don't snap that supporting knee. Lift, or that working knee, sorry. Pull it in and release it back. Place that foot on the bar. Stretch your opposite leg out for a minute. Just give the leg a rest. And then we're going to move through to the other side. So get that foot set up properly. Your toes are wrapping over the bar. Your heel is lifted. And I'm going to extend that right leg and then pull it in so I come to my tabletop position. So remember, not too close to the chest. You're using your abdominals to carry the weight of that leg. And we're going to start first by just get my feet comfortable on there. First by just bending and extending. So if you're wearing socks, make sure they're grippy socks. Otherwise, you'll need to use a little grippy pad on your foot bar, or do it in bare feet. And keep pushing and extending. We're going to do 2 more and we're going to add on. Fully contracting through that quad. And here we go, we're going to add on. So we're going to reach it out, pull it in, reach, and in. And pull, keeping that belly connected. Shoulders aren't jamming into that shoulder rest. And pull. We've got 4 more. Keeping the pelvis nice and still, controlling it with your multifidus. Last 2. Last 1, we're going to add on. Reach, flick, lower, draw it in. Reach, flick, lower, draw it in. For the ceiling, lower with control, pull it in. Fully contract that quad muscle of that pendulum leg. You want to make sure it's working as hard as your bending and extending leg, as your left leg. Bring it down. Reach, lift, and down. Last 2. Reach, flick, and down. Last 1. In, reach, flick, bring it down, bring it in, and return the carriage. Good. Stretch that leg out for a minute. Give yourself a little bit of a breather. Okay, we're going to go into our mid-back. So you're going to drop your springs down to 2. So I've got 2 reds, or a red and a green. And you can, if you have the abdominal strength, you can go a little bit heavier. This is my rest day today, so I'm staying a little bit lighter on those springs because I just want to work through the coordination of muscles. And if I find that it's a bit too easy, I'll just add another spring. So you're going to start on the, I'm a bit breathless from the leg work, on the carriage with your shoulders nicely connected, some space between you and the shoulder rest, that pelvis in neutral, and we're going to tabletop the left leg and then the right leg. Now, if you have the strength to do this in neutral, stay in neutral. If it's too much for your lower back, pull those ribs down, connect the pelvis, the ASIS, to the front of the rib cage, and push that lower back into the mat in that supportive position or imprint position. I'm going to do mine in neutral today, so I'm going to lift that lower back up. I'm going to reach your hands towards the ceiling with some tension in the straps, and then pull the elbows back till they connect to the carriage. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to start by bending and extending my elbows. So I'm just going to push those hands towards the carriage and back in. And push. So my abdominals are carrying the weight of my legs here. My elbows are just hovering, just like a centimeter off of the mat. So the back of my arms are just rubbing. I think my straps are a little bit uneven. So always good to check your equipment before you get on it. And release. I'm going to do 3 more like this. 2. Last 1. Now keep the arms long, reach them up for the ceiling. And we're going to do straight arms, so pull them straight down to the carriage and lifting them up. And pull it down. So remember, if you're in your imprinted position or your supported position, that lower back is really pressed into the carriage. If you're in neutral, you're keeping those ribs down and connected so you can feel all your ribs on the carriage, but that lower back is just lifted a little bit and you're pulling up on that pelvic floor to connect the transverses. We've got 2 more like this and we're going to add on. Last one. And I'm going to open it up. So this time I'm going to open out to my T and hug it in towards my hips. Open it out to a T. Don't come higher than the shoulder. The carriage will return the whole way. You want to keep that tension in the straps and hug it in. Open it out. Hug it in. Open. So this is really working through that mid-back, the muscles all around the shoulders, in your lats, your serratus anterior, your deltoids, your pecs, pulling it in, and we're still working those abdominals and the legs by keeping them floating in this tabletop position. We've got 3 more. 2. The last one, and we're going to move on for our 100. So we're going to reach our hands up towards the ceiling. Legs are at our 90-degree angle. Shoulders are down back. Head's nice and relaxed. Inhale. Exhale. Flex up. Reach those hands away from you. And we're going to begin to pulse. So you breathe in for 5. You breathe out for 5. So in, out. In. I'm going to extend my legs to challenge myself a little bit harder. In. Out for 30. In. Exhale. 40. Inhale. Exhale. 50. Inhale. Exhale. 60. Inhale. Exhale. 70. Inhale. Exhale. 80. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. That's 100. Inhale. Flex up a little bit higher. Exhale. Lower your head and shoulders. Return the straps and just stretch your legs out for a minute and give yourself a rest and a bit of a breathe. Okay, we're going to put some of those things together. We're going to do coordination, which is an intermediate exercise. This is one of my favorite exercises. I don't know why. So again, away from those shoulders, shoulder rest. You're going to bring your legs into tabletop. The hands, bring them up towards the ceiling so you get the tension in the straps, and then pull them down so that they're hovering just over the mat. We're going to inhale. As we exhale, flex up and look towards the knees. So this is our starting position. And then we're going to inhale, we'll reach. Exhale, pull it in. Return the arms. Reach, pull, and return. Reach, pull, return. I'm going to add on a little beat in the legs. Open, close, pull, return. Reach it out. Open, close, pull, return. Reach it out. Open and close. So just shoulder distance. Reach, open, close. I can really see my double chin in this. Too much isolation, tequila, in, return, last 2, open, in, return, last 1, open, in, return, and bring it down. Whew. Okay, I'm going to go straight into my feet and straps. So push one foot on your footrest and straighten that leg away from the footrest, and then put your other foot into your strap right below the bridge of the foot, so at the top of the arch closest to the toes, and then push into that strap to get tension on it. Pull the other leg away from the footrest and place your feet into the straps. So again, just shift yourself away from your shoulder rests. Make sure that pelvis is in neutral and the spine is nice and long. Siri's talking to me, so I'm going to start with bend and stretch. So I'm going to flex my toes towards the ceiling, bend my knees to that 90-90, and I'm going to keep my inner thighs connected here. So really keep squeezing those knees together, those feet together, and I'm just going to push into those straps to come to that long line. Now again, if you're just developing those abdominals, then you might want to shift to an imprint as your legs come out long, and then back to neutral as you bend them in. So you would imprint the spine and release to neutral. If you've got that abdominal strength, stay neutral throughout, and then you'll be working your deeper core muscles. Working through those transverses, that muscle that wraps all the way from your belly button all the way through to the back fascia around your spine. I'm going to do 2 more like this. Bring it in. Last one. Now we're going to do lower and lift. So I'm going to do this laterally rotated. So I'm going to spin my thighs out, bring my heels together, my toes apart, and I'm going to bring my toes up towards the ceiling. Get that nice stretch in the hamstring here, and then exhale, pushing it down. Inhale, lengthen up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, pushing it down from the bum. Use your bum to do this. Keep squeezing those heels together to keep that glute connection and the hamstrings. Keep the toes pointed to keep the connection with the quadricep muscles, and the belly is pulling down and in the whole time, supporting that spine, working those abdominals. Push it down. And down. We're going to do 3 more. And up towards the ceiling, get that stretch. 2. Lengthen up, last one. Reach it down. Good. Now from here, we're going to do a short spine. So you're going to stay down on that long line in your lateral rotation. So heels together, toes apart. I'm going to inhale to parallel and then flex the hips. So my inner thighs are connected. My legs are now facing, my knees are facing towards my face. My toes, ankles, knees, and inner thighs are connected. And I'm going to bring that carriage all the way in until I feel it click. My bum is going to start to lift off the carriage. And then once I'm up, so you can see my pelvis is rolled away from the front of the carriage, I'm going to laterally rotate, flex my toes, dorsiflex the ankles, squeeze my heels together and pull my knees down so that my heels are directly over my face. Once I'm in that lateral rotation and I've pulled the knees down, I'm going to start to push my back onto the carriage without moving my heels. So my heels are staying that exact same height, and I'm going to roll down as far as I can until I can't roll down anymore. Then I'm going to pull my heels down and push away and point those toes. So rotate to parallel, inhale and hinge. Use that breath, exhale, pull your pelvis away from the carriage. Laterally rotate, flex the ankles, flex the knees, bring the heels over the face. Begin to roll the pelvis back down onto the mat. Once you can't anymore, pull those heels down so that they're parallel with your knees. Push away and point the toes. Parallel. Hinge. Flex it up. Use those abdominals, okay? And really let that carriage return the whole way. Laterally rotate, flex the ankles, flex the knees. Roll the pelvis down. Pull those heels down to parallel. Push away. Parallel. Hinge. Abdominals, flex you up. Laterally rotate, flex the ankle, flex the knee. Roll the spine down onto the carriage. Pull those heels, push away. Last one. Hinge. Roll it up. Rotate, flex, articulate, back onto the mat. Heels drag down, push away. Back to parallel. And I'm going to take my feet out of the straps. And just lengthen my legs away from it, okay? And I'm going to push back away from the mat. I'm going to do one more exercise with my feet in the straps. So I forgot, I took my straps off, but I forgot I wanted to do frog today. Okay, so I am in parallel to start with. I'm going to laterally rotate, so I'm in that first position, heels together, toes apart. I'm going to flex my knees in. Then I'm going to keep my knees still in space as I open my heels away from me, point my toes. So I've come to a V position. Then I'm going to flex the feet, drag them away. So I think I did that wrong. I forgot to do the hinge to start with. Laterally rotate, pull the knees down out to your diamond shape. So toes are pointing away, heels are pointing away. Now keep those knees still in space as you open the knee joint, pointing the toes. So you come to extended knees. Then you're going to flex the feet, push into the straps, pull those heels together. Rotate to parallel. Hinge. Laterally rotate. Pull the knees out to your diamond shape, squeezing those heels. Keep that belly connected, reach through those toes. Flex the ankles, push away. Parallel. Hinge. Laterally rotate. Make your diamond. Knees coming out. So remember, only come as low as you can have that length in the hamstrings when you extend those legs. And then bring it down, back to center. Last one. Parallel, laterally rotate, diamond. Knees nice and still, point those toes. And swing it back to center. Now we're going to reverse direction. So staying in your first position, you're going to open the knees out to your V. Then you're going to point your toes. Keeping the knees as still as possible, you're going to bring those toes together, and then you're going to kiss the heels and squeeze them up to the ceiling. Bring them to parallel, scooch them down. laterally rotate. Bend those knees, keep the knees straight. Open the knees, the feet to the V. Then you're gonna bend your knees, bring those heels together, toes together. So into your diamond, then squeeze into those heels to push your heels up towards the ceiling and hinge them down. And again, we're gonna open, laterally rotate, open to your V. Keeping the knees as still as possible. Start to bring your feet into your diamond shape. So toes connect, and then your heels are gonna connect. You flex the ankles as you push those heels up towards the ceiling and slide them down the wall across from you. And again, open to your V. I always get confused doing this, the reverse direction, because I don't do this one very often, which is why I wanted to do it today. Come into your diamond. Push those heels together, reach them up for the ceiling, and drag them away. Rotate to parallel, bend the knees. Take one foot out of the strap, bring it to the foot bar, push away. Take your other foot out of the strap and return the carriage. Good. Now from there we're going to turn around, we're going to do back row. So I'm going to drop my foot bar out of the way, and I'm going to turn around and face the uprights. Move my carriage a little bit. I'm going to put my headrest down, see if you can still see me there. And I'm going to spin around, so I put my feet between the shoulder rests and coming through the middle of the shoulder rests onto the carriage. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall. I'm going to grab onto those straps, and I want still two springs on my, Okay, so we're sat up nice and tall. I'm going to put my hands into the straps so that my palms are facing towards me. And I want to make sure that I have about 1 hand distance behind me on the carriage, so that when I scoot back, I'm not just going to fall through into the springs. Okay, so if you need to adjust yourself. Now you can cross one leg over the other for this, if your legs don't fit through your shoulder rest. Mine fit, so I like to have them parallel and side by side. Now this is a lot of work on your hip flexors, because you have to stay sat up nice and tall in that neutral position. So get that pelvic floor connected, pull the rib cage down, the shoulders are down and back, and we're going to lift the fists up so that there's a soft bend in the elbow, and the hands are facing in towards the chest, at chest height. I'm going to inhale here, and as I exhale, I'm going to tap my tail under, so get that C curve in the lower back and the spine as I pull my fists in towards my chest. And I'm going to keep this shape as I open my hands out to the side. I'm going to spin my palms backwards, and then I'm going to roll that shape forward, bringing my hands behind me. Open the arms up, like you're swimming up and around, and then stack the spine as you rotate the hands so the palms come facing back towards you. Okay, so this one's a little bit complicated, but it's actually really, really nice for the spine, really good for the abdominals. So sat up nice and tall, inhale, exhale, curl the lower back, pull the fists in towards the chest. Inhale to pause. Exhale, open the arms out to the side, and then dive forward, keeping that rounded shape in the spine. Hands come back behind you now, my palms are facing each other. I'm going to inhale, swim my arms up as I spin my wrists around so that they're facing each other again. And then exhale, lengthen the spine up. Stack it back up to your neutral. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl it back. Hand palms come in. Inhale, open. Exhale, dive it over. Inhale, swim around. Exhale, stack the spine. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, fold it over. Inhale, swim it up. Exhale, stack the spine. Hands back to your start position. One more time like this. Pull it back. Open. Maintain that control in the abdominals. Hinge it forward. Up and over. Return the carriage. Lengthen the spine. This time we're going to do biceps and that curl. So palms are going to face towards you, so that your hands are coming up towards the ceiling. We're sat up nice and tall. I'm going to hinge backwards. So I've got a long spine this time. I'm going to stay in that hinge as I pull my hands towards my ears, and then lengthen away. And pull. And lengthen. 3. Keep that belly connected. 4. 4. 3. Elbows stay high. 2. 1. Now from here, I'm going to begin to curve the spine as I come into that forward position, and then lengthen up. Good job. Now we're gonna do the triceps. So we're gonna hinge forward. So from here, I'm gonna pull my elbows back. I'm gonna hinge the body forward, and I'm gonna push those elbows straight back. And then I'm gonna bend them in and push, release, 3, release. So I'm keeping that belly pulled in, 5, we've got 3 more, 3, 2, 1, and release and lengthen the spine out. Good job. We're gonna spin around there, and I'm gonna do my long box. So this is my long box. It goes lengthwise down the middle of my carriage. Okay, I'm gonna keep my straps on 2 springs for this. And getting onto the long box at home, you always need to be really careful. You want to put your hands on the top corners of the box. Bring your left leg, if you're coming in from the back of the reformer, put your left leg against the carriage, and then bring your right hip to the right corner, bottom corner of the box, and then scoot your other hip in. Then you're going to wiggle yourself forward so that you are coming just off the end of the box with your bra strap, okay? You're going to reach your hands through those loops and grab onto the rubbery bit at the end of your ropes, the plastic bit depending on your reformer, okay? So your hands are through the straps and then reaching above the clips. Then you're going to come to this nice long position, pick up your right leg, point that toe and reach that leg away. Then pick up the left, reach the toe and lengthen away. So you get that nice length through the abdomen, through the pelvis, and then contract your glutes. So your glutes are working really hard here. And you get this almost a slight posterior tilt or tuck under so that your belly button pulls away from the front of the carriage. I'm going to start facing into my box. My glutes are on, my arms are down long on the side of the carriage. And as I inhale, I'm going to pull my arms back and bring my body to parallel with the floor. And then as I exhale, I'm going to extend those arms back behind me. Inhale back to parallel, exhale, pull it forward. Inhale parallel, exhale, extend. Back to parallel, bring it in. Lengthen, and up, down, and in. Pull, extend, and down, and back. 2 more. Lengthen up, and back. Don't just lift from the head. Make sure you're getting that lift from your upper back. And back. Good. I'm going to drop 1 spring for my airplane because I get a little bit of a niggly shoulder, so I'm just going to put 1 green spring on, 1 heavy spring. Take my 2 reds off and bring yourself back onto that box. Now the carriage is lighter here, so you really have to make sure that you're holding all of the body into good muscular contraction. And you've got the support of those abdominals. I'm going to lengthen those legs away again. And this time I'm going to start in my parallel with my arms out to a T. And I'm just going to squeeze those shoulders back till I come to my Superman. And release back to that airplane T. And back. And open. So try and keep your hands parallel to the floor the whole time. And you're pushing through those pinky fingers and returning through the thumb knuckle. Push it back. Keep pulling the belly button away from the box. And pull it back. And we're going to do 3 more. And release. 2. And the last one. And bring it back. And then just flex forward looking into the box and just relax for a minute. Good job. I'm going to do feet pulling straps now. So I'm going to stay on 1 spring. And I'm going to drop 1 strap onto my loop holder there. And I'm going to put my foot through the strap so that it's on the arch of my foot. And push into the strap to pull the carriage forward. And from there, I'm going to come kneeling on my box. So my hands are on the front corners. My knee is in the middle of my box. And I'm going to bring myself up onto my box, onto the carriage. Okay, so make sure that you don't collapse over to the side on that hip. You want to stay squared on your carriage, and you're just going to allow that leg to slide forward with the spring, and then using the glute, pull it back. And release. So this is a lot of abdominals here, as well as working both legs to stay perpendicular on that box. Pull away, keeping the spine in neutral. Exhale to pull. And release. And pull. And back. Last two, pull it back. And last one. And back to my start position. And I'm just gonna take that strap off, place it down on the shoulder rest, and come over to the other side of my box and put the strap on the other foot. So put your foot into the strap, pull the strap back so that you've got that tension in it. Bring your knee to the box, hands on the top corners, then bring yourself up onto the box. So I like to try and come to a 4-point kneeling first, set that leg up, and then reach the other leg down nice and long, make sure it's in parallel. Pull the belly button towards the spine, shoulders come down and back, length through the spine in your neutral position. And we're going to allow the carriage to return, extending that leg forward. Now exhale, extend the hip. Inhale, release, exhale, and release. So don't allow the back to flex and extend with this movement. It's just that leg working, and the obliques are working really hard to keep you centered on the carriage. Pull it back. And release. I've got two more. Pull. And release. Last one. And release. And pull that strap off. So take your foot out. That wasn't very safe, but never mind, allow the carriage to slowly return. And I'm going to turn around on my box. So I'm going to do back row preps, or backstroke preps. So I'm going to come lying down on my box with my hands in the straps. So grab your strap. Where's my strap? Grab your straps. Pull a little bit of tension in the straps so that you sat right at the front of your box. And then curl your spine under and bring it back onto the box. So you want to be so that your bottom, posterior ends of your scapula are just coming off the back of the box there, okay? Now I like to start by tabletopping one leg, pull my straps along, pull the belly button in, head and shoulders lifted, so I'm in a flex position, and pull the other leg up. Now from here I'm going to open my arms out to the side and squeeze them in. And open. And squeeze. So I'm on one green spring right now. Again, that's because I've had some shoulder issues, but you could go for 2 springs for this, okay? So it's harder on the abdominals with the lighter spring. It's harder on the shoulders with the heavier spring. Pull it in. Do 2 more. Pull. Last one. Pull it in. Now I'm going to turn my palms so they face the floor. I'm going to reach them up to the ceiling. Open out wide. Pull them in. Reach them up, open, pull them in. Reach, open, pull, reach, open, pull. Last 2, up, open, pull it in. Last one, up, open, and in. And I'm just gonna bring one foot down, keep the tension in the straps, grab onto the front of your box, use the other leg like a pendulum to kick you forward, and come up seated. Good job. Okay, we're going to take that box off now. Whew. And I'm going to do some work through the front of the chest. So I'm going to add a red spring. And I'm going to sit cross-legged for my first one, just because it's comfortable. But you can sit with your legs extended out long in front of you. I just want to give my hip flexors a little bit of a rest. Okay, so I'm going to sit in a nice, wide open cross-legged position. I'm just going to take a minute to breathe here. So I'm going to inhale through my nose, that lateral 3D breath, exhale through your mouth, drawing the rib cage down and in. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, down and in. And I'm going to grab my straps. So turn around, grab your straps in the loops. My palms are facing in towards the midline of my body. So I'm going to pull the straps so that there's tension in them, and my upper arm is in line with my torso. Okay, and then from here, sitting up nice and tall, pelvic floor is pulled up, belly contracted, ribs down and soft. I'm going to reach those arms straight out in front of me and bend them in and reach and in. So with that spring, or the pulley coming from behind you, your core has to work to keep you balanced on top of your sit bones. and in. Exhale to reach it out. Inhale to return. Exhale and in. Last one. Bring it in. Good. Now I'm going to extend my legs out long in front of me and I'm going to do offering. So my palms are going to face the ceiling now. I'm going to reach out so my palms come at shoulder height. Open them out to a T. Now I'm not coming back past my body line. I'm staying in my peripheral vision. Exhale, close them in. Inhale, bend those elbows. Exhale, reach away. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, return. And back. I wish I had my other straps. They're up in Beadle. Reach. Open. Keep pointing those toes. Close. Pull it in. Last two. Reach. Open. Close. Bring it back. Last one. Reach. Open. Close. And return. Good. Now I'm going to do my triceps. So I'm going to come into a forward hinged position just like we did when we were doing our backstroke. So I'm hinging forward, belly is pulled in, and I'm going to bring my palms up towards the back of my head. So I make a little diamond shape at the back of my head, hinge the body forward, point those toes, and you're just going to push into those straps and extend the elbows and bring it back. So it's like you're shaving the back of your head here with those ropes. Push and release. Push and release. Don't snap those elbows as you extend it out. Hyperextending into those elbows. You want to make sure you're doing everything with control. And return. Push. Return. Last two. Bring it in. Last one. And back. And then bend the elbows out to the side and lengthen your spine back up. Good job. Okay, I'm going to pull my bar back up. And my foot bar is up nice and high. I'm going to come onto one green spring, or one heavy spring, and I'm going to come onto my feet. So I'm going to lift my headrest up to the highest level here, and I'm going to stick my feet in the crease of the headrest. Now if you don't have an adjustable headrest, you should, but if you don't, then you can do it on your shoulder rest, okay? And I'm going to stick my feet into the groove of that headrest. Bring my knees to hip distance, my spine nice and neutral. And then from there, I'm going to lift my knees away from the carriage. So I'm coming into a plank position, okay? Now, I'm going to inhale, push away with my feet, and then with my shoulders. Exhale, pull the whole shape up nice and long. Squeeze the glutes, work those abs, push away with the shoulders, and bringing it back. And push. And lengthen. Feel that length in the spine as you come back in. Push it back. And up. Two more, pushing it back. And lengthen. Last one. And pulling it up. Good. I'm going to bring my knees down now. Put my feet against the shoulder rest. And I think I'm going to put one quarter spring on for this. So I'm on a green and a blue, or a heavy and a quarter spring, a light spring. And I'm going to start with my body flexed. So I'm flexed till then, my elbows are bent, my belly is pulled towards my spine. I can feel this nice opening in my quads already. I'm going to inhale. As I push into the feet, I lengthen my spine to neutral, and then exhale, push into the feet even more. Squeeze the glute, contract the abdominals, and bring the body into extension. I'm going to inhale, bring that whole shape up towards the foot bar. Exhale, push that whole shape back, and then pull the tail in, curl the spine, return the carriage to my start position. So inhale, knees come back, lengthen to your neutral. Exhale, open the front of the hips, squeeze the glutes, lengthen the abdominals. Inhale, bring that shape up. Exhale, push it back again. Inhale, hold. Exhale, curl it all back. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, extend. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Inhale, hold. Exhale, and curling in. Two more. Lengthen to neutral. Squeeze the glutes, come into that extension. Lift it up. Push it back. curl it all in. Last one. So it's nice, smooth articulation of the spine to that extension, and then a nice, smooth articulation of the spine back to that flexion. Well done. Okay, I'm going to do elephant. So I'm going to come standing up on my carriage now, and I'm going to have my feet flat on the carriage, and I'm going to bring the weight over my shoulders. So my shoulders are over my hands, and my weight is over the foot bar, okay? Then from here, I'm going to come into a flexed position, and then bring my hips back so that the weight is over the feet. So I'm in a flex elephant position. Now all you're going to do is push into those heels to send the carriage back, get that stretch down the calf muscles, and then as you exhale, you use your abdominals to pull it in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So really feel it in the belly as you pull that carriage in. And you can bang the carriage. You don't need to possibly bang as enthusiastically as I am, but 2 more. Pull it in. Last one. Pull it in. And then lengthen the spine to neutral. And bring yourself up. Good job. Okay. We're going to do some side arm work to finish off. And then we can relax for the rest of the day. So I'm going to do my side arm kneeling. And I'm going to drop out of the spring, so I'm just on one green. And I'm going to start sort of away from my shoulder rest, about a foot away from my shoulder rest, and bring the strap into my right arm. So I'm doing abduction first. I'm pulling that arm away from the shoulder rest or from the pulleys, okay? So you need to squeeze your glutes to get your hips thrust forward so that you're in that nice kneeling neutral position. Shoulders are down and back, and your forearm is kind of glued to your belly a little bit. Pull that shoulder back, and all you're going to do is pull that elbow out to the side and back. So it's like you're stroking your belly. Keep that wrist long, so people have a tendency to break the wrist or kink through the wrist. You want to keep it long, like your arm is completely anchored into this position, and it's just the deltoid doing the work there and the muscles of the scapula. I've got 2 more. Keep that belly pulled in and the glutes working. Last one. And release. Good. Now I'm going to come a little bit closer for my straight arm abduction. So I'm going to straighten my arm. My fist is facing towards the pulleys. The arm comes out slightly in front of me, and I'm just going to exhale to pull it out and inhale in. So again, this is where I just haven't been doing this enough, so my shoulders are a little bit weak at the moment. So you could be on a heavier spring, but you have to do what feels good for your body, okay? Pilates is all about getting that strength rather than forcing yourself to do something that would create injury. Last 2. Last 1. And bring it in. Good. Now I'm going to do adduction. So I'm going to come away again. I'm going to start with my elbow out to the side, and I'm just going to stroke across that belly. So I'm doing that opposite arm now. My left arm is working. And pull it in. Good. And pull across the body. Slowly release. So make sure you're doing everything with control. Sometimes it helps to push this hand into the hip to make sure that your body isn't swinging around with the movement. Last one. Reach across. And back. Now I'm going to do my straight arm. So arm is straight. I'm going to come away a little bit more, and I'm going to pull it across the body and away. So the tendency here is to want to rotate with the movement. Keep the body still. The pelvis and the shoulders are square to the front of the room. The belly's pulled in. You've got that length. Your glutes are working to keep you upright on those knees. And across. And last one. Reach across. And release. Good. And we're going to do the other side. So spin yourself around. Again, about a foot away from the pulleys. We're going to start on that left arm. So we're doing the abduction. So squeeze the glutes, belly in, shoulders and hips square towards the front of the room. Palm is facing towards your torso. And we're just pulling that elbow straight back and in again. Pull and release. Keeping both shoulders down and the wrists nice and long. Got 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and release. And then coming closer to the shoulder rest for your straight arm abduction. Palm is facing towards the pulleys, and you're going to pull that arm away. And release again. Drop the spring if you need it a little bit lighter. And it's away from the body a little bit here, squeezing those glutes. 4. Keep that belly contracted. 3. Oh, I hate these ones. Which is why you need to do them. 1, and release. Good. Strap into the opposite hand. Move away from the pulleys. So towards your springs, squeeze those glutes, get that belly connected, and adduction, bringing that arm in closer across the midline of the body. And push. 3. About 5 more. 4. 3. 2. Keep squeezing those glutes, belly in. 1. Good. Straight arm now. Move away a little bit more. Here we go. Across the body. Don't allow the body to rotate with the movement. Keep those glutes connected and the obliques working really hard to control the torso from moving or twisting with the action. 3 more. 3. Try and keep the arm as straight as possible. Soft bend in the knee is okay. Last one. And release and drop that strap. Good. Okay, last one. I'm going to stretch it out. So I'm going to put 2 red springs on my right side of my reformer because I'm on my left side. I'm going to bring my foot up against the footrest with my heel up, my toes curled under. And my right foot is going to come right near the front of my carriage. My hands are on my foot bar with my thumbs, my fingertips all facing forward. And I'm just going to contract the glute to push the carriage back a bit, and then I'm going to lift the knee off the carriage, okay? So my belly is working to protect my lower back, and I'm going to pull that right knee in so it's bent, and then I'm going to bend that knee in and push it out. Bring it in and out. Pull and out. And push. 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Good. Change my springs over to the other side. So 2 heavy springs on the left side of my carriage now. And bring my foot to the shoulder rest. My right foot is coming in right up against the carriage. My hips are square and level. My shoulders are square and level. I'm going to contract the glute to push that front of the hip open and then straighten the leg. I've got my front knee bent. And then here we go. Bend it in. Push it back. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Good job. I'm going to stay on those 2 springs there. I'm going to lower my foot bar down 1. And we're going to do mermaid to finish up. So your top leg is just hooked behind your shoulder rest. Your front leg is parallel with the front of your carriage. And you're just going to lift the sit bones up and grind that left sit bone in. If this is uncomfortable for your knees or your hips, you can do this cross-legged, or you can sit on the long box and have your feet hanging in front of you. Okay? I like this. It feels comfortable. Your hand is just slightly forward of the shoulder. And again, get those hips nice and level, pull the belly in. We're going to inhale, sweep that hand up. Exhale, push into the foot bar and flex over to the side. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to lower the hand. Inhale, pick up the right hand. Flex it up and over. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale to push. Inhale to lengthen and lower. Lift. Flex over that ball, lengthen and lower. And then we're going to shift around to do it to the other side. So again, all you do is pick up those knees and swivel them around. And you can see that my top leg is hooked behind that shoulder rest. My bottom leg is parallel with the front of my carriage, and I'm going to just try and really plant that hip down. So I'm getting that nice connection through the abdominals to keep my pelvis nice and square. Hand comes just in front of the shoulder on the foot bar, other hand to the headrest. Inhale up, exhale, push away and flex it over. Lengthen and lower the hand. Inhale up, exhale, flex up and over. Inhale up, exhale, lower the hand. Lift, push and reach, lengthen and lower. Lift, up and over, lengthen and lower. And spin myself around, and you're done for today. So if you have a reformer at home and you'd like to see more videos, I'm more than happy to video myself whenever I'm doing one of my reformer classes for myself. Obviously, with not having people in the studio at the moment, I have more time to get on it just for me, which is a good thing because it's been a while and I can feel it. So I hope you have a good day, stay safe, and I'll see you on Monday.